Hello, and welcome to The Experience Local with Russ and Scott. Each week, they bring you conversations with local Christian businesses and business owners. Join in every Monday live at 9 a.m. Pacific on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Listen to the program on Spotify or wherever you listen to fine podcasts. The Experience Local is brought to you each week by wonderful sponsors.
Copper Rock Real Estate. Commercial and residential real estate in the Mid-Willamette Valley. CopperRockRealty.com. Independent merchant brokers. Low cost and no cost debit and credit card processing. 877-460-4747. IndependentMerchantBrokers.com. Join Boson Hub Digital Development in supporting Kicking Cancer. Kicking Cancer provides support, education, and resources for cancer patients, survivors, and families. Kicking-cancer.org. More than just a home, the Arbor at Avamere Court in Kaiser. Arbor at AvamereCourt.com. Assisted living at Avamere at Albany. AvamereAtAlbany.com. Discover Oregon Real Estate. Experts in luxury home sales, farm and ranch, commercial, business sales, and land developments. On the web at dore.llc.
And now, your hosts for The Experience Local, Russ and Scott.
Ta-da! Here we are, live, Russ and Scott on The Experience Local.
And we've got something exciting for people.
Oh my goodness, we do. You know what? We love coming here every week and sharing believers in business and amazing people. And we have an amazing local company that is now going to be doing a giveaway gift sponsorship here on The Experience Local. Are you ready, Scott?
Yeah, let's see what they've got.
Thank you, Ironhead Roofing, our new gift sponsor for this special $500 off a new roof. Take advantage today. You know, and right now is the time to get your roof replaced. The weather's getting nice. It's time to get moving. So if you're in the Willamette Valley or anywhere close in Oregon, they go to the coast. They will head up to Portland, down to you. They do a lot of business down through Eugene and south of Eugene. So any of those areas, reach out. And you need to next week. Here's what you got to do. You got to make a comment in the show. That's it. That will automatically enter you into the drawing. Just make a comment during the show on any of the social media. So if it's on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, any of those, make a comment during the show, and you will be entered to be part of that drawing for $500 off. That's a lot of money, Scott.
Yeah, absolutely. Ironhead Roofing is a veteran-owned company. They are the most trusted roofing company in Oregon. And if you want someone rolling around on your roof and making sure that it keeps Oregon on the outside, Ironhead Roofing, definitely. $500 off. What a deal right there.
That's it. And I don't know if anybody wants someone rolling around on their roof, but if you do, they'll take care of it. And we also just want to remind you of our amazing sponsors that you saw, Copper Rock, Boson Hub, who is also, Boson Hub is promoting Kicking Cancer, the Arbor of Avamere in Albany, Independent Merchant Brokers, Avamere of Albany, and Door Real Estate. And they are all amazing companies. We couldn't do this without them, Scott. And we're just so thankful that you're all part of that. We're also listener supported. If you feel so led, you know, everything has a cost to it. You can scan this QR code or go to the link in the comments today. We would love for you, any amount you want to give towards the production cost of the show, we would love that. And we really consider it a ministry. And we are here every week with amazing people like Dave Hodgert that we have today. He's going to be super, super amazing. But Scott, if they want to find out more about us, how do they do that?
Yeah, go to local.theexperience.video. That's a website. And it's got information there about all the shows that Russ does, that I do, that we do together. It's got links to a couple of the books that we've published and our YouTube channel. And if you want to go directly to the YouTube channel, you can go to just theexperience.video. That'll redirect you right to the YouTube channel. Hit subscribe and hit the little bell, because every time we go live, you're going to get notified of people like Dave, who's coming on the show today, all of the remarkable guests that we've had, and all of the shows that we produce.
And as Scott says, we have the most remarkable guests like Dave today. You know, the thing is, too, people will say to me, you know what, I subscribe to too many things. I don't want bells ringing. I don't want all this kind of stuff going. But you don't know until you
from all the others. Then that's easy. Yeah.
Yeah, just unsubscribe from everybody else and just subscribe to ours. But no, what you really need to do is take a look at all the value and the amazing people that are available to you there. So that is it's such a great site, and we're starting to grow. We also have fun YouTube shorts with my amazing animals that seem to make everybody smile. So yeah, join us today or sometime soon and subscribe. We'd really appreciate that. Also, don't forget, we're here every Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, for your viewing and listening pleasure. That's right. Not only do we go live at 9 a.m. Pacific, but also we this converts to to video podcast first on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. You can watch it forever on YouTube and LinkedIn, and 30 days on Facebook. And then it converts to audio podcast that you can listen if you don't have time to view. And it's part of the Experience Radio Network. So you can listen on KWIL in Albany, KYKN in Salem. We appreciate both of them and our great network we have there. Right, Scott?
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to have the radio partners. I am just grateful that we're able to share these great stories like Dave's story today at 10D Tech. And we're going to find out about his story, about his faith, how it interacts with the business. And with that, let's move right into it. Russ.
Let's bring Dave in. Dave is an amazing friend of mine. We just had coffee last week. It was so great. And so here he is, Mr. Dave Hodgert. How you doing, Dave?
Good morning. Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Russ.
We're so thankful.
The first question is how come it's the Los Angeles or the Las Vegas Raiders and not the Crescent Valley Raiders?
Well, the Crescent Valley Raiders are here.
Oh, there we go. Okay. All right.
There's my other boys right there.
Okay.
But,
right,
I can't.
We're good.
The Beavers behind you is the most important. That's right.
Well,
Beavs.
We are in Corvallis, and so being in Corvallis, how can you not be a Beaver fan? And they've been good to all the youth sports that I participated in as a coach here in Corvallis for the last 25 years.
Well, it can be detrimental to your business if you are not a Beaver fan.
I know that, and I always hesitate to mention that I'm a Beaver fan because there's a whole lot more of the other guys here, and love them. We love them, but there is a spirit here in Corvallis that I have to fly the flag. I don't have really choice.
It's so great. Well, Dave, listen, let's start from the very beginning. The very beginning is always a very good choice. And so we're going to start with you, Mr. Dave Hodgert. Who in the world are you? What are you up to? Give us a little insight.
Well, I'm a father of 3. I'm an empty nester. And yesterday I had all of my children, and they're missing only one of my son-in-laws who has had to stay home in Michigan. Both of my daughters got married last year. And so that was quite a year. My son lives in Redmond. My daughter and her husband live in Redmond. My grandchildren were here, and yesterday, all for Mother's Day. So as a person, I'm a family guy. I enjoy time with my family. As we just mentioned, I was a coach for a lot of years. Coached football at Crescent Valley. I coached football, Pop Warner football here in the area. But really, faith it's always been in the kind of the foundation of everything I do. And that's just how people know me. Coaching was something I could give back to people. But the business that we're in, 10D Tech, we're an IT services company. And what that means is that we are your IT team. And we take care of all those tech headaches that you have. And so that's me in a nutshell. I'm a sports fanatic. I'm a family guy, and I live on a piece of property that I have to beat the forest back every day, or it's going to win. And so I call it Lori chores. Every day, my wife Lori has a list of chores that I could do if I wanted to.
And being the good husband you are, you do those chores. That is pretty.
Yeah. Well, let's just say we do. She's going to probably be listening. So yes, I do those chores all the time. Gratefully,
Yeah,
happily.
that is so great, Scott.
I was just going to say, Dave, let's go to your journey into being a Christian. Let's get a little bit of your testimony.
Yeah. Well, my journey of being a Christian. My faith is interwoven with what the company is today. And I have to take you to the way back machine. In 1982, I moved back to Bend, Oregon. And
Great year, by the way.
It is a great year. And stepped into class, the third period class, because I had just checked back into school. And Mrs. Elliott sat me behind Christy because our names were in alphabetical order, made the guy that was sitting behind her move. And Christy ended up she turned around, she says, "Hi, I'm Christy." And we've been friends ever since that day. A month later, we both went to a Young Life camp, Camp Tadmore here in outside of Sweet Home. And that Sunday, we both, about the same cabin time, we committed our lives to Christ. And that was the stake in the sand. That's the day that the first time I ever heard the gospel. It just made sense to me. And we're all called at some time at different points, and so that was my time. Christy is now she is married to my business partner, Steve, and Steve and I and his little brother Richard founded 10D Tech. And so we've grown the business together. Steve was my best man at my wedding. I was best man at his wedding. My son was best man at his son's wedding. My daughter was maid of honor at his daughter's wedding. And so we're woven as families. And it really came down to that moment where Christy turned around and said, "Hi, I'm Christy." And so I call her my oldest friend. Not that she's older, but she is my oldest friend. And that's really how we've been 10D Tech. And that is what surrounds our company every day as faith drives us. It's not just a part of our life. It is our life, faith, family, and our business.
Well, and I love that, Dave. You and I had a great chat last week, and we've been friends for quite a while now, but haven't had a lot of chances to get together. So it was so great to talk, and we talked about some of this. But I love your journey and how you focus so much on your faith and how it drives what you do. Your wife, who you spent time with yesterday celebrating on Mother's Day with your children, is also a big driving force in your life and all that you do. Bundle of energy. Talk a little bit about the importance of your family and all that you do, because you've talked about how it's intertwined with things, but not just your faith, but your family means so much. God gave you her to help you out.
Yeah. We always, I have to talk about how I met her, and it was the oddest of circumstances. And her smile was what really drew me to her. She was my waitress at Red Robin, and I was so shy and so uncomfortable. I drank about 4 gallons of Diet Pepsi and I think I ate them out of the unlimited French fries because I kept wanting to come back. And finally I left a note. She never called me, so I had to almost stalk her and go back in, and I didn't even know her last name at that point. And asked her, "Hey, let's go have ice cream." And in that moment, in that first date, she revealed her faith. I revealed my faith, and it's we've raised 3 children and started, I don't know, 6 or 7 different businesses, and we've just really enjoyed life together. We're at 36 years at this point, and I'm looking forward to another 36.
Well,
Yeah, 36. That's a good start. Go ahead, Russ.
Scott, I was going to let you go, but I wanted to slip in and say that I've been blessed to meet Lori a couple times, and you guys were just at my Russ Rocks concert, which was such a blessing to me. But yeah, always such a blessing and such a big, huge smile. And I can see why that drew you to her. Scott, go ahead.
Well, I'm just going to say that today on the Experience Local, we've got Dave Hodgert of 10D Tech, co-founder of that. And Dave, you mentioned that you guys have started a number of businesses. Let's go back into how you chose to do that, because we're similar age. We grew up in the similar era where it was really impressed upon me, graduate high school, go to college, work for a big company, build up a retirement account, and then retire, right? That was kind of the life plan. No one ever said, go out and start a business. You've done it numbers of times. How did you guys decide to do that?
Well, sometimes we just fell into it. And some of the times it was planned out. It was inspiration. And we just thought, there's a gap here that we're going to fill. And that's kind of what we did. I mean, the first business I started I was a contractor. And so I, built houses, started as the strong guy on the bottom of the crew, and ended up, starting a business eventually as I gained skills and abilities. And then in the midst of that, struggling young family, I got an idea and saw a gap and turned it into a $10 million business. Within 18 months, we were on our way, and then sold that in 1999.
What kind of business was that?
So, you ready for this? I started a cigar company in Bend, Oregon. So anytime you go into a golf course and you see a humidor sitting on the countertop that describes the cigars, that was most likely our company. We went from
unbelievable.
We went from an idea, a concept. I'm like, oh, this, where else can you do that without offending people? And the golf course is a great place for it. And so the golf courses, basically they moved the reclaimed balls off the counter and put our humidor on it. And we did that throughout all 50 states. We were in about 6,000 golf courses by the time we sold the company in 1999, right there at 2000, right at the end of the year. And then Steve asked me to come help him start this new telephone company that he was starting. Steve is my co-founder here at 10D Tech, and he had started a company called Pro Access Internet. And Pro Access was a internet service provider, dial-up when we had dial-up.
I remember those days.
Yes, the screeching of the modems.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so because I had a construction background and I had a fast rollout experience with the company, that he thought I'd be a good fit for his company that he was starting, and that was we provided dial-up modem access to companies like Earthlink, AOL, and that throughout the state of Oregon.
And we were all using Supra modems, right?
Yeah, Supra modems. You go into there.
Super Drive over by LBCC, right?
Yes, yeah. You go into that Pro Access Internet room, and you'd see, 800 or 1,000 of these blinking lights, because each one was a connection. It always impressed me. And so we became the provider of those dial-ups to access to, if you wanted the phone number in Brookings, or a phone number in Portland, or a phone number in, Baker, we provided that for those companies. And then some rules changed, and we saw that voice over internet was the next new thing that we could move into. So we bought a switch, and we provided voice over IP, VoIP. And as that started to get more regulated, we decided we didn't want to be in a highly regulated industry, and we started providing telephone systems, and that was what 10D eventually became 10D Tech. We started as 10D Telecom, and then every time we installed a phone system on into a business, we had to fix the network before, because everything lies on the network nowadays, and including voice. And so you didn't have good voice over internet protocol if you didn't have a solid network. And so we had to fix that. Eventually this is what we do best. We take care of the tech headaches. And so we've been focused on managing, being a managed service provider, which means cybersecurity, IT services, cloud, VoIP, all of those different pieces.
Well, I just think that it's amazing. There's people like you that take the headaches away from people like me that create the headaches to start with. Usually, do you find that a lot of what people have challenges with, they create themselves?
No. Well, yes and no. So the yes, in that they click the link that they shouldn't be clicking.
Right.
And no, people don't need to be sending, there are bad guys out there that are going to steal your money if you let them. And it's not in today's world, it's not the hacker with a hoodie in the garage. I mean, these are well-funded companies, and they know how to make you click that link. I mean, I think it's over 90% of all security breaches are because somebody didn't follow the protocol and clicked the link.
Right. Yeah. And security is so important nowadays, right, Scott?
Yeah, I was just thinking about all of the ways that we can be reached now. It used to be just that phone line in the wall, and then that modem. I remember going from a 300 baud modem to a 14.4, right? And that was just like night and day.
Yeah.
Back in those days, but there's so many different ways that we can be reached now. And every one of them opens us up to security breaches. One of the big things here in Texas are tolls, where we're getting text messages saying you've got this toll. If you don't pay it, bad things are going to happen. Click here. Can you give us kind of an overview of some of the vulnerabilities that we have and how 10D would address those?
Yeah. Well, you hit it, Scott. There are the links, so they show up in our texts, they show up in our email, they show up on a website. So there's a couple things you want to remember. Like if you're clicking on something in a website, make sure it has that S at the end of the HTTP, because that means it's a secure website. Don't click on the links where they tell you have a toll due, and those aren't real. The DMV is not sending you a text to say pay your bill, and then really it comes down to education. And so one of the things that we do for our clients is we provide them a weekly experience of one. If you're a client, we're going to send you a 3-minute video. At the end of the video, we give you 4 true or false questions, and so you answer the true or false questions. But the important part of that is that we're giving you pieces at a time so that cybersecurity stays at the top of your mind. So that way you're not clicking on those. Maybe I should check this link. If it looks suspicious, it probably is, because they're that prolific. And the thing I always tell people here is this: you've been breached. I don't know if you guys watched the 60 Minutes episode last night. They said the same thing. You've been breached. And so your social security number is out there. So things have changed a little bit recently, and that is we need to start protecting our digital self. So we surround ourselves with protections. And the 3 things that you have to remember are 3 passwords. And those 3 passwords are, you ready to get this? The first one is you got to remember your email password, because once you lose control of your email, you lose control of your accounts. So you can go to a bad guy has control of your email. He can go and he can change the password on it for it, and you no longer have access to it. he then goes to he or it or the organization goes to Bank of America and enters in as your email, and changes your password there because what does the bank do? They send you the email to hey, did you verify this? And if you say yes, then your password gets changed, and you no longer have control of your Bank of America or your Amazon or your retirement account. So number one, you have to remember, and it has to be difficult. Longer is better than shorter. If longer is better than more difficult. So you have to remember that one password, and that is something I keep in my head. And here's a suggestion for it. Use a phrase. And we talked about dogs here a little while ago, Russ. You could use a password that would be something like, I have 2 dogs, Spot and Joe. Turn that into a password. And that's not my password, so don't try it. But there is phrases that you can come up with that help you remember that password. Otherwise, it's too difficult. The bigger you can make it, the better. The second one is get yourself a password manager. And that means that's the last password that you're going to need to remember when you have a password manager. And so a password manager, basically, it stores your password in the cloud encrypted. When Gmail or Google says, hey, would you like me to save this password? Don't do it. Because a bad guy gets onto your computer, that password is stored on your computer, not encrypted and not in the cloud off-site somewhere. So that's the second one. Get a password manager and then remember that password to that one. Make that one difficult as well. It can't be the same as your email. And the third is lock your computers. And you can simply do that by pressing, if you're a Microsoft user, workstations, most of us are. You simply press that Microsoft button and the L when you leave your computer keyboard, and it locks it. And then remember that password. So those are the 3 passwords that you need to have memorized. I have probably 700 passwords. I don't know any of them but those 3.
That's such great practical advice.
Yeah, it is. And I'm the same way. Don't remember my passwords, but as time gets wrapping up here quickly, Dave, we need to wrap things up here in the next minute. So I wanted to give you a last chance to, the things you just gave us, I think, are so much value, but I want you to get a last chance to help people get in touch with you because people are going to want to reach out to you for more information. So tell us real quickly how they get in touch with you.
Well, you can get me on LinkedIn, Dave Hodgert. You can get me at www.tendtech.com as well. So Tendi is 10, the letter D, TECH.com.
Perfect. And we have all that there in the comments right on the screen now. Also in the show notes, so everybody can reach out to Dave. And Dave, what a pleasure. I'm going to say goodbye to you here on screen, but hang tight in the green room for just a minute. What a blessing you were here today. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Russ. Thank you, Scott.
All right. We made it. I tell you, what a great day today. I want to tell everybody, next week, here we go. Ironhead Roofing Cup and $500 off a new roof will be given away next week. So share this with your friends. Make comments to be entered. And we'll be here at 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time next Monday for your viewing and then later on listening pleasure. Right, Scott?
Yeah, absolutely. Just very inspirational stories from Dave today. Love to hear his testimony and some practical security advice.
For sure. And Scott, always a blessing to be with you. Look forward to seeing everybody next week, 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Don't forget, this sits on the platforms, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. You can watch after or listen on Spotify and also be on the radio network for the experience. Have an awesome week, everybody. We'll see you. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to The Experience Local with Russ and Scott. Listen to the program on Spotify or wherever you listen to find podcasts. Join in every Monday live at 9 a.m. Pacific on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. We look forward to seeing you next time on The Experience Local with Russ and Scott.